Hey gang, Mike here, and it's another self-portrait session. I skipped some of the setup shots, but I'm going to walk you through what I'm doing. So today I'm really playing with MagMod Gels, and they're really cool stuff. So let me show you what it looks like so you get an idea. So these bad boys. So they've got these awesome gobo patterns that go with their MagMod, I think it's the extender or something like that. Kit. So I'm going to be messing around with that today. So I'm going to walk you through the setup, which took a couple of tries to figure out, and you'll see how this all goes, and then I'll just show you the post-processing and then some pictures. So here's the setup. Okay, so obviously camera is looking right down the barrel there. Cool beans. I've got stool with a gray backdrop. The reason I picked gray was so that because gray you can make brighter, you can make darker. There's a lot of room to play with it. Some colors will, if you shoot on a white, you'll see the washout. And obviously if you're shooting on black, you have to pump in a lot of flash power to get the color to show up. So by using gray, it gives you some more leeway with the up and down like exposure and the colors. And it's just more flexible as a backdrop when you're playing with colors. But anyways, back to the other stuff. All right, so we've got a 34-inch Beauty Dish. What's gridded 8200. This is gonna be my key light, again, for little me sitting there. And then there's two flashes right here. Start with this one. This is my rim light, which is kind of just going to be adding a nice little bit of flash to my opposite side of the key light to separate me from the background. And then finally, here's a flash that's doing all the fun work. So here's the crazy modifier on the front. It's got that Fresnel lens right there, and yay, magnets. So what you'll see is a really cool pattern and an orange gel. These are two separate pieces. And again, it's gonna basically just blast that pattern with that color onto the backdrop, which is, you know, what I'm going for. So it's gonna just make the background the funky color with the pattern, and I'm using these other lights to get me dialed in with exposure-wise. The reason why this was so tricky was that light control and light spill, as usual, are my normal enemy. And what I mean by that is I had to position myself relative to the gobo light such that the gobo wouldn't be trying to illuminate me, and also so that I wouldn't be blocking the light of the gobo from hitting the background. So it had to be at least parallel with me or behind me. And because I'm working in my office, it's not that big of a room, so it's a little tight. And then with that, I had to put my key light and my rim light in position such that they didn't catch shadow or create shadow from the gobo, and they also had to, you know, illuminate me without shooting the gobo light and then casting shadow on me again. Yeah, shadow on the background, shadow on me, right, that. So it was fun doing that. And the reason I'm using grids on the rim light and on the key light is because if a normal modifier, if you ever shoot with an umbrella, you know that the light just goes everywhere, all over the place. When you shoot with something like a strip box or a beauty dish, the light is a little more focused, a little more directional, a little more straight on, but it still has some good spread. So a grid just takes that spread and narrows it down even more, so it's even more direct. The only downside is you have to pump up the flash power again, but that's okay because I'm trying to knock out all the ambient exposure in here because it is a bright sunny day. Shooting through the windows, as you can see for this light, it actually looks pretty good. So I'm already dropping my ISO down to 100, so it's the cleanest image, and to lock out all ambient light, my shutter speed is at the max sync speed of 1/200th of a second. Again, knock out all of that ambient light. I only want the flashes contributing to the exposure. Okay, so that's what we're doing. I'm shooting with the Canon EOS R and a 50mm, the EF. Oh, I wish I could get the RF, but no, it's the EF. It's still fantastic. Yeah, so the fun part here is going to be these are more self-portraits, so I'm going to use the Canon Remote app so that I can focus on my face, put on a 2-second timer, drop, gently place down the phone, get into position, do whatever I'm going to do. The exposure goes. I can look at it on the phone, make sure it came out right, take more if I need to, and then once that's good, move on to the next gobo color and goofy expression, which I'm kind of just making up on the fly. So that's what I'm doing. Here goes nothing. Hey gang, Mike here. All right, so we just wrapped up doing the actual shooting, and now I'm gonna walk through the editing part. Yeah, so I'm just gonna hop over here because that was really awkward. Okay, so these are the images that I've whittled it down to. Already done all the culling, and you can see in Capture One, we can see where I've cropped them a little bit tighter, all that good stuff. So right now I'm gonna speed through. Well, I'm just going to show you guys what I selected, with the idea being that these images are going to be kind of Brady bunched in on Instagram, kind of like the block of 9. That's or the 9, yeah. So that's why there's 9 images here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and make it the center image, so it's kind of like the neutral in motion, and then the rest of these are kind of funky. And yeah, so pretty happy with how these came out. But we're going to play with exposure, color, all that good stuff, so you can get a little bit more going. And we'll also do a little bit of retouching as well. So here comes the high-speed version. Cool. Okay, so here are our 9 finalized images. Not going to go too crazy editing these, going too in depth because these are just going on Instagram, so I don't care that much because Instagram, you can't tell that much detail. So that's what we got. It was, you know, fun to do this little project. I'm going to be releasing these every couple of days throughout the month of June to be a new self-portrait project, and also because I'm turning 30, so why not celebrate with the many faces of Mike? Somebody will find that interesting, right? But yeah, so that's a quick edit. If you guys have any questions about the work I performed, about how I did my setup, about the equipment I used, whatever, I am happy to chip in and help. Happy to share, happy to educate, and, you know, let you guys create something similar if you want, or something totally different. Who cares? Anyways, have a happy June. Enjoy yourselves, and thanks for watching for as long as you did. All right, I'm Mike with MagMod Photography. Cheers.